Seersucker soup on a hot summer day. Coffee comes back in a nerve-wracking way. The dishes and laundry take the garbage out. What a day, what a day, what a day.
Well, welcome to Capital Region today. I'm so happy that you're joining us today. We've got a really great lineup. Of course, we always do, it seems to me anyway. Here it is, the 22nd of February. The month is almost over. We're going to be going into March, and make sure that you have your taxes done pretty soon. But anyway, let me tell you what's coming up. The reason I mentioned taxes is because we're going to be talking about how you can get your taxes done for free. And we're going to be going to Troy, and then we're going all the way to Malawi because we have Keni Banda with us. And he's with the Banda Sports Foundation, and he's doing a lot with his Chituka Village project in Malawi. And we're going to find out how you can help maybe. And then we're going to be talking with people from Catskill. We're going all the way down to Catskill, talking about the Bridge Street Theater and what they're doing. They got some great productions coming up. And then we're going to be talking about a new program being developed by Singles Outreach Services, and we'll find out more about that. And we're also then going to Schenectady, back to Schenectady, and we're going to be talking about the new social club, which is coming up, and that's through Catholic Charities as well in Schenectady County. So we got a lot to talk about on today's show, but we're going to start right out with, how can I get my taxes done for free? Maybe I won't even have to look at the paper. No, we got to do it.
Yep, death and taxes.
Yep, death and taxes are absolutely positively there.
Nice to be back, Ann.
Yeah, it's good to see you. You come every year?
It's a pleasure.
Yeah. So Circles of Mercy, of course, has always taken the lead in doing the My Free Taxes and the VITA program. And you're doing it in Rensselaer and Troy, but you're also talking about how it can be done elsewhere. Tell me, how can someone get their taxes done for free?
Well, the easiest thing to do, Ann, is to dial 211.
Okay.
Much like you would dial 911 for an emergency, you dial 211, which accesses the social service operator. It's a program that's run by United Way.
And it can be any issue, but this one we're talking about is taxes.
Any issue, but particularly with taxes, you tell the operator your zip code, and then she's able or he's able to tell you what sites are near that you can access for free income tax preparation.
Is there an amount limit, or can anybody do this?
Well, anybody can do it. We kind of limit it to around $65,000 because the purpose of the program is to have low-income people be able to access earned income tax credits. That's one of the ways that we've been able to lift a lot of families out of poverty, is accessing the earned income tax credits, and the other tax credits are available, and then getting the return done for nothing. Most people, when you deal with a commercial preparer, you're looking at somewhere between $250 to $500, depending on what kind of schedules you need to add to the basic return. So you can file for free both your federal and your state return.
And you can also go online. Is
Yes.
there ways to do it online?
There are several ways to do it online. Many of the sites in the capital region have a URL that's been set up for their group that can be given out to people. And it allows them the ability to prepare their income tax, again, both federal and state. There's also the popular myfreetaxes.com.
And they use TaxSlayer. I think was that the one that you
Well, I think you got a choice.
Yeah, okay.
The URL one is TaxSlayer.
Yeah.
The other one could be H&R Block or TurboTax or whatever. So if you're fluent enough and you have that expertise to be able to do your own return, the only disadvantage is there's some limits on the amount of income. And I want to say it's somewhere around $73,000.
Yeah.
But, that's pretty good for getting your taxes done for free.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. The program is completely volunteer. That's why it's called VITA, V-I-T-A, Volunteer Income Tax Assistance. The volunteers take training. They then take an online certification test, and you're either certified to do basic or advanced level preparation. So we've been doing it at Circles of Mercy
forever.
I want to say, I've been there 16 years as director. I want to say a little over 20 years.
Yeah, no, you've been doing it because you come on every year. We talk about it and how you can get your taxes done, and the fact that you can absolutely get money back and don't get a loan.
Correct. You don't want to get any of those anticipation
They don't. I
refunds.
don't think most people realize it's a
No,
loan.
they don't. They really don't.
They think
Until-
I'm just getting my refund early.
They don't until they miss that first or second payment, and then they get whacked with the fees and penalties.
Yeah.
But there's a couple things that you need to have, whether you're doing it in person at a site. We're doing it hybrid. The last 2 years, we did it virtually, where the taxpayer would initially come in, pick up a packet that had their questionnaires to fill out, and a checklist of the items that they needed to have available for us. So we're doing it that way, and we're also doing it in person, face-to-face. So it depends on what the taxpayer wants. But a couple of basic things are picture IDs, like a driver's license, particularly New York State driver's license. Most people don't realize that on the back of the license, there's a code number, and that's part of the state's ability to make sure that you are who you are and that they're giving the refund to who they're giving it to.
That's interesting because I had to put that down when I did my taxes online. They asked for that number on the back, and I go, what do you need the number on the back for?
That's the reason for it.
I had no idea
Yeah.
what that was for.
And then the other identification is your social security card.
Yeah.
There's a lot of identity theft that takes place. Or kind of misrepresentation where in a family situation that they're estranged, somebody files the kids as dependent.
And they both do?
And then they both do, and one gets rejected. So one of the things that we require is that you actually present the social security card. And then that alleviates that whole thing.
You get rid of that.
Right. Then, of course, your tax documentation, your W-2s, your 1099s. You can have a 1099 for dividends, for interest, for retirement, 1099-G for unemployment. So there's all those kind of tax documentations. And then what happens is the preparer sits and then enters into the program all that digital information. And then at the end, when it's finished, there's a second individual that comes in and reviews it all. Quality review to make sure that it's done correctly. And then when that's done, we print off the return, you sign it, and then we electronically transmit it.
Okay.
And then it's a direct deposit's the best way. You'll get it within 10 to 12
Yeah, it comes
business
pretty
days.
fast, yeah. Unless they challenge it.
Yeah, or, there were some issues last year with the IRS, but it worked out okay.
Yeah.
So we, on an average, we probably do about 300, 350 returns. So that brings me to the next point, is that those refunds and tax credits, that money goes right back into the local economy. The clients are going to pay their bills, they're going to pay their rent, they're going to use that money for food, for whatever other expenses that they have. So for us at our site, we're probably doing about total refunds and credits of almost $750,000, and then multiply that out through the whole region, and you're talking, $21, $25 million.
Yeah.
And all that money goes right back into the
economy.
economy.
We should tell people that it begins on January the 31st, which it's already started.
Right.
Through April the 15th, and they do have a phone number. I'm going to just say it because I didn't get it ahead of time. 518-462-0899. And that's for your local
Right,
one
that's
that you do.
at
Not the
Circles.
211, because
Yeah.
anyone can call the 211 to
Right.
find out.
But we get a lot of calls because of our organization and the sponsorship of the Sisters of Mercy. So we make those kind of referrals right away. We'll tell them, well, here's the number for this place.
Right.
Or, we're not sure, so dial 211 and you'll
So
be taken care of.
you pass that
Oh, yes,
information.
absolutely.
Well, and I know that I hope you're coming back on again. I don't know whether you're planning on it, but
Yes,
if you do.
yeah, we'll have a fundraiser
Yeah, for
later on in
Circles of
June.
Mercy,
Yep,
yeah.
yep.
So that's coming up,
I look
too.
forward to that.
So if you want to get your taxes done for free, you're going to have to do a little work. You got to get all your stuff together. You can certainly call 211 and find out where you can get your taxes done for free. And I know that AARP does some, and
yeah.
so there's a number of ways that you can do it. Please get your taxes done. Get them done early so you can get those refunds.
That's right.
Yeah. good.
Exactly. Thanks.
Always a pleasure to have you on.
It's always a pleasure to
Yeah,
see you.
good. I'll see you in June.
Take care.
Yeah, good.
Thank you.
We're going to go over to Malawi. Well, actually, we're just going to Guilderland because that's where you're living, is in Guilderland.
I could not move.
That's where your office.
No, well, that's my office.
That's where your office
But I
is.
live in Schenectady now.
You live in Schenectady. Okay.
Yeah,
You do some wonderful work in Malawi.
I try.
And I've been following you for years.
Yeah.
You're grounded here in this country. You went to high school here, you went to college here, you were a coach, soccer coach. You could have said, I'm happy here and I don't care, but you didn't. What you thought was, there's a lot of children, boys and girls, that were not getting an education in Malawi,
Right.
and you felt that sports was important. So tell me what your mission is and how can people help you?
Basically, what we're trying to do is, I come from Chituka Village. So I created the Chituka Village Project. This is where I went to school, as a young
Right.
boy. And our government doesn't have mandate that every child must go to school. So most of the children.
So, they don't have to go to school?
No, they don't go to school. So I'm trying to figure
Because
out.
they can stay home and feed the chickens and.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Go farming, girls draw water, take care of their siblings, and get married at 12 years old. When they marry them off, girls, they get dowry, they get cows, farming, they think they're
So
gonna
they
be
have a
better.
dowry system.
Exactly. It's still going on. So my idea was in 1995, when mom and dad passed away, I realized that there was something I could do as a coach. I said, I'm gonna bring used soccer balls to give to the boys so they can
And you're
play.
still collecting them?
Well, yeah, I still do up to now. So I began doing that. I just bought in some soccer balls and giving out to schools. But the idea was that for you to play with the soccer balls, you gotta be in school. So, but most
so
people
you-
didn't.
that you
they didn't-
dangled the carrot.
Exactly. They didn't understand that. They thought it just because sports they are played by people who don't go to school.
And you turn that around?
Right, so I'm trying to do the American system, say, no, we're gonna do the American system where I land here. So for you to be a part of this program, you have to come to school. So most kids now started coming to school.
Because they want to play
They wanna
soccer.
play soccer.
Yeah.
So and that's how we started it. But the
What do
only
they do
problem,
for their clothing?
the
Do
only
they have-
problem is that girls don't play soccer.
But they do here.
But here they do. So when I went home, I said, I cannot just do boys. Because where I come from, I'm the founding member of Girls Soccer in America. So I have to bring in the girls. So they were laughing at me. Said, no, we don't want that program here. Oh yeah, they said, no, we don't want girls playing soccer.
Why?
It's a boys, it's a man's thing. It's a man's sports.
Okay.
It's a boys, it's not girls.
They've
So I-
never seen women do it, so
No,
therefore it never
No, so I didn't
existed.
tell them that I'm a coach. I didn't tell them that I coach girls soccer here in America. I didn't tell them that. Because I didn't want them to go against me. 'Cause
Yeah, yeah.
They're gonna say,
you're going with the
we
flow."
lost you.
Yeah.
You say, man, what are you thinking? So it's traditional. It's our culture. So anyway, fast forward, I said, I came back to America. I said, guys, I have a problem. I need to go home, start girls soccer programs. So how do I do that? So I came up with an idea, Chituka Village Project, and but I have no way to fund it. So some of the girls that I was coaching here, their parents got together and said, we're gonna help you. You should start a foundation. And then they wrote 501c3. Then I began collecting stuff, collecting money, and collecting used equipment, soccer balls, uniforms, school supplies. I was substitute teaching the whole Capital District, so I collected it. We started shipping containers to Malawi. So up to now, we did, before COVID, we're down like 4 containers. So what I did, I said to them that this equipment is for those schools who will allow girls also to play.
You are clever with that carrot.
Yeah. So I said, if you don't start a girls program, then I'm not gonna give them to you.
You're not getting anything.
You're not getting anything. So they had to have meetings. So they
But
did.
how do the girls accept this?
Well, they didn't want it either. They said, oh, we don't play soccer. You know, they were refusing. They said, no, that's a men's sport. You know, you're gonna make us into boys. We don't wanna be boys. Oh yeah, it was bad. It was bad. So I had to have meetings with the chiefs, with the
What
school
a
teams.
revolutionary you are.
Yeah, meeting with the teachers, parents, and then of course the kids themselves to convince them that, no, where I come from, boys and girls play this game. And they said, no, we play netball here. Girls play netball, boys play soccer.
What do girls play?
Netball. It's a British sport.
like volleyball?
Yeah, it's a good basketball, but you don't bounce it. It's a British European sport for
Okay.
girls only.
Okay, I didn't.
Men don't play.
Okay.
So when they were being colonized by the British, they brought that sport.
Oh, so that's why.
And boys play soccer, girls play netball.
Okay.
So that's what they wanted me to do, is give them netball. I said, I come from America, there's no netball there.
No.
And I'm gonna do soccer, that's it. So I'm doing soccer as like a Title IX system. I said, you're gonna have so many boys playing teams, because so many girls teams playing. So for every school that wants to be part of this program, you have to show me that you've started a girls program going on. So that was the beginning of it. Then, so fast forward, so we started doing that to a point where we had a league. Boys and girls, they're playing. We went from one school, 4 schools. Before COVID, we reached about 35 schools.
So they could have a competition.
Exactly. But then COVID hit. Last time I went home was 2019 May, when the programs were full-fledged. Then that 2020, COVID hit, we had to shut down everything. So right now, we shut down.
You have to.
We have to restart it. So to restart it, I need to have a sustainable programs that can run by themselves, because I'm not young as I used to be. So we've picked up three
but
things.
you're young at heart.
Yeah, we've picked up 3 things we can do since the girls, especially the girls, dropped out at a faster rate during COVID. They didn't do anything in the village. So these are underserved communities where there's no running water, there's no electricity. So everything's done during the daytime. So there's nothing going on at night. So when COVID hit, everybody was just staying home.
Yeah.
I mean, they were scared to go anywhere. And then I'm here, I couldn't go back. For 2 years now, I haven't gone back for 2 years.
Yeah.
So we're trying to hit the restart button. So the thing to do that, since the program was to encourage attendance. So girls and boys in grades 5 to 8, most of them dropped out because of COVID. So the population attendance has gone down. So I'm thinking the new group of children to go to school, who are they gonna be? Boys and girls. So we told the schools to start a co-ed grassroots soccer program.
Co-ed.
Co-ed, so that boys and girls can play on the same team. And of course they said, well, no, we don't do that.
I was going to say, I bet you got pushback on that.
Oh yeah, they were saying, so I had to have serious meetings with the administrators and parents and school committees. I said, this is the only way we're gonna encourage new group of students to make up what we've lost for 2 years. People have
All you're doing is kicking the ball.
Exactly.
I mean, it's not like it's physical contact.
No, I just said to them, hey, listen, we're gonna give you soccer equipment, soccer balls. After school, boys and girls put the teams together, 5 against 5, or 6 against 6, make sure equal numbers, boys and girls, and they play on the same teams.
Yeah.
And this has never happened before. So this is a gender inequality system I'm putting together without telling them what I'm trying to do.
You are amazing.
Because you have to remember, in Africa, where I come from, if you go to church, women sit there, men sit here.
Oh,
if you go to a wedding, men sit there, women sit there. So everything's divided.
It's
a culture. That's how we live. That's how we.
So it has nothing to do with religion.
No, it's just the way we live. If there's a funeral, men there, women there, and it's so to have this co-ed thing, it's like it's
like
a new
you
thing.
really,
right.
you really
like,
kind of.
What's going on?
You
here?
mix things
So I'm hoping that grades 1, 2, and 3, and 4, by the time they get to 5, these people now will be communicating at a different level.
Yeah.
They're no longer being sexist ideas. So they'll be saying things as a group, as a community, solving their own problem. So that's one program we're gonna start to restart. The second one was, since most girls have dropped out of school, we're gonna go to each school, come out with we call it Stuttgart Village Project, Girls Soccer Leadership Academy. We're gonna go to each school, select girls, and teach them life skills. We will involve them in not just playing soccer, but talking about the issues that have happened in the last 2 years with
Right.
being home and being married off and not going to school,
yeah.
how they're making choices.
That's all they know.
Right, so we're gonna bring in people to talk about their choices. Are they making the right choices to go to school? With grandmother, grandfather, father, and mother tell them to go or not to go. So now we say, no, you should be able to make that decision yourself.
Yeah.
So how do we do that? Sensitizing the parents and the grandfathers, the grandparents, so it's a, do let the girls
It's a
themselves.
re-education
Right,
almost.
let the girls themselves organize them, and then they can go home and tell mom and dad that, listen, I want to go to school. And the Banda Bola is giving us equipment, and we're going to play soccer. And the last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to open up what we call computer lab learning center.
Computers, wait, they don't have electricity.
Exactly, so, but.
How you doing that?
Well,
You got a generator, you're
Yeah,
gonna put them all on bicycles so they can create energy?
No, I'm a Rotarian, I'm also Rotarians, so GE people are giving you laptops. On the main highway, there's electricity. So the girls and boys can come to the center. They can walk over there. So we're gonna select so many boys and girls, they can come in there and learn.
And they can start learning it.
And start learning it, and they bring that knowledge to their own schools. So we're gonna have this, it's on the highway, we have a big building there, and that my sister has, and we're gonna put two or three rooms. We're gonna put phones, they don't need electricity, and phones are just used for curriculum, for lessons. There's no using phones to call someone, they just in there, GE and folks are putting together a curriculum in these laptops.
Okay,
They're not
so it's
for-
already
Right,
pre-programmed.
they're not for you sending out.
Yeah, no internet.
No internet, no network, we don't need that. We don't need network, it's just power, and then do the work. And learn how to sing, learn how to read, learn how to do things on a laptop.
It's an adjunct.
Exactly, so maybe that will incite a new learning ideas, so that they're gonna come up with their own ways of solving problems.
Yeah.
And, but the soccer league will still go on. We're gonna still help all those schools that were in our program, but we're gonna give them something else that they can, to restart,
Yeah.
to have the idea.
It's an
of
amazing program, so
Yeah.
you need funding,
Finding big time.
and you need soccer balls,
Yeah,
and
uniforms,
sneakers, and
School
uniforms.
supplies, yeah.
And how do they contact you? Just go
You
to your
can call, you can
website?
either website or call me 518-364-2842, or go to Banda Bola Sports Foundation.org website, and there's all the information you need. It's also on my T-shirt.
Yeah.
You can
Yep,
see
you
that.
got your
Right, so.
Chaduca Village project, yeah.
So this is the Chaduca Village project, but Banda Bola Sports Foundation is a 501c3, so that people can get tax exempt stuff there.
Right.
But when I go home, it's Chaduca Village project.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's the only way that I can get in my village.
You want them to
Yeah,
see the
to see
name.
that come from here.
Yeah.
I'm not, Banda means my name, Bola means soccer.
Yeah.
So over there they go, oh, Banda Bola, he wants to have a national team. I said, no,
No.
It's not about national team.
No.
And it's about helping the children come to school.
Yeah.
So that's where Chaduca Village project.
You're on a mission.
Yeah,
You're on a
exactly.
mission, and I'm
Exactly.
so happy to have you on and talk about the mission
Well.
that you're in. And I would encourage people to, if you have any feeling for the world,
Right.
because we are all on the same little planet that's rolling around, so
Well,
we're all in the same place.
Yeah, Malawi is probably the poorest country in sub-Saharan.
Yeah, I think that we had the screen up of where Malawi is. There's a photo of Africa,
that-
and then Malawi, if you look at the.
Southeast.
Yeah, there it is. Malawi is like in the lower right-hand corner. It's a little strip that's,
Yeah.
there's no water around it at all.
No, it's landlocked.
Yeah.
So you can't even get there from here.
Yeah, you can't get there from here. Okay, good. So if you want to help out, you know how you can contact me, or you can contact me and I'll get you that information as well. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for that.
Good. We're going to be talking now to our next guest from the Bridge Street Theater. First time from all the way from Catskill. Thank you for being here.
We're
We have
here.
Stephen Patterson here, along with
And-
John Sowle.
Sole.
Sowle. You know Sowle.
Yes, like
Sowle. Okay,
bottom
good.
of your foot.
Yeah, well, I like to think of it a little higher.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, it's funny how words are pronounced the same but mean different things, don't they?
Many,
Yeah, but
many
anyway.
times, yes.
Tell me about the bridge. See, and I love the pictures that you sent because you looks like you have a beautiful theater.
Well, it is a wonderful theater. Actually, it was an industrial building for many years. It was built in the early 1900s. It was a livery first on, I think, then it became a Schaefer beer distribution center. Many Catskill, old-time Catskill residents remember it as that. And then for 25 years, it was a Kurtron factory. Kurtrons are those vinyl strips you put in freezer doors that you go through.
Oh, yeah. I
Well,
know
like
what
at
you
the
mean.
market,
Yeah, I've been,
you know,
I've been at the.
just going through 'em.
At the, was it restaurant, what is it, the restaurant thing where they have you walk through them and then the whole thing is a freezer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Restaurant Depot, that was
he,
it.
Randy Freed, who ran that, had the
I didn't even know there was
American
a
market.
name for them.
There was
Yeah.
a name.
There's a name for everything, right?
So anyway, it had been on the market for several years. We bought in Catskill a property and built a house on it. But we kept going by this building and said, hey, we need to check that out. Another year, no, we need to check that out. And finally I said, there's a number on there, let's call the stupid thing. So we did that, and we looked at it, and we went, oh my God, we could put a lobby there, and we could have a theater there, and
Yeah,
boy,
but
this-
oh my gosh, when you think of an undertaking like
A
that.
lot of work,
It
yeah.
was a huge amount of work. Right now, where the front of the stage is, the proscenium arch, was a wall. So we had to call Randy and say, can we take that wall down? And Randy said, oh yeah, I put it
Will the
up.
roof
It
cave in?
wasn't a bearing wall.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know. Is it a bearing wall?
Bearing wall, right. So we took that wall down, and we started we bought the building in 2013. We started doing performances in there in 2014, mostly in the lobby area, which is we called the Speakeasy. And we did a bunch of stuff in there. Then we got a big grant from New York State to actually
put
convert
chairs
the
in.
big.
Put
to
chairs in.
Comfortable chairs,
Yeah,
by the
yeah,
way.
they look nice,
They're
yeah.
great, yeah.
And a nice stage.
So in 2015.
But it's expensive because you gotta have lighting and sound and all the rest. I can't imagine starting from square one on that. Oh
Well,
my-
we didn't quite start from square
Yeah,
one.
we've actually been producing together since 1986.
Okay.
Usually, but it was always in rented
25
or
years
donated
ago, yeah.
spaces. And so we had brought a lot of our lighting equipment and everything else that we had
Oh, you
along
had
with
that
us wherever we were
already.
moving. So a lot of those things were already in place.
So-
The space was not. And we had never had a place of our own. So yeah, when we,
Get that hammer out.
well, it was a huge undertaking, and there was a lot of, centuries-old dust in there
Yeah.
that had to
And,
be
oh,
cleaned
look
out.
what we found.
But it's amazing. I mean, we now have a 4-unit apartment that's upstairs in the theater where we can house artists who are there
Oh, that's a
from
wonderful.
out of town
Well, that's
to
what
perform.
Cap Rep has done.
Exactly,
Yeah.
yeah. And that helps so much, not to have a separate place to do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
There was an apartment that was in the building already, and, but it was uninhabitable.
I
And
would imagine most
so-
of it was uninhabitable.
So yeah, there was a lot of elbow grease that had to go into putting it all together.
So what are you working on now?
Oh, we got a
Well-
lot of stuff coming up.
Right. We are launching, through COVID, we had some issues, obviously.
Oh, didn't everybody?
But we didn't actually shut down. What we did during COVID, we had already done 3 seasons, full seasons of plays. During COVID, we started doing dance residencies in the theater because dancers could come out of New York, they could stay upstairs, they could work on our stage, never leave the building, call Walmart for grocery
Delivery.
delivery or Price Chopper.
So you were creative.
That
So
really
we-
helped us, and that we were helped by a program that's out of the Guggenheim Museum in New York City called
What a
Works.
place that is. the
Works
Guggenheim.
and
Oh,
Pro-
you just
yeah.
flashed a picture in my mind.
Right,
There's
yes.
a program called Works in Process, and they do a lot of things with dancers and theater, and bringing in previews in the little auditorium that's down in the basement of the Guggenheim. And we know one of the guys who's one of the heads of that program. He also has a place in Catskill, and he approached us saying, we've been approached by all these dancers who have nowhere to work,
And now they do.
and would you be open to having them come and
And you
spend
said,
some
well,
time
let me
and develop
think
work?
about that for a while. I'll have
I mean,
to
it-
consult
it-
my board, right?
It literally kept us alive during COVID.
So there were like 12 different groups that came in, during the year. So that was great. But then we did start up again at the end of 2020. We did 3 shows.
In
which was
2020 you
I'm
did-
sorry, 2021. Yes,
Yeah, I was
that's
gonna
right.
say
Sorry, 2021. Which was great. We have a picture, I think, somewhere.
Yeah, I know
of-
that
of,
they've got pictures. I'm not sure which ones they're bringing up. There we are.
There's
What
a
are we
picture
looking at?
of Stephen leaning against the.
Okay,
I
what
think
is
that's
that
the
we're
other
looking
one.
at there? That's your seat?
These were two shows from last, well, that's the theater itself, first of all.
Yeah, I put the picture on top so they knew what they were looking at.
Exactly,
Up top,
yes.
on the left, on the bottom there, is a production that we did at the end of 2021 of Eugene O'Neill's Long Day's Journey into
Oh,
Night.
that's such a great play.
And we, were fortunate enough, we got 6 Berkshire Theater Critics Circle nominations
Wonderful.
for our shows, and we actually won Best Production of the Year
Wow.
for that
play,
that-
yeah,
for,
but that's
for,
such
for,
a
for
great
A Long
play,
Day's
yeah.
Journey, and Roxanne Fay, who played Mary Tyrone in that, got Best Actress.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a challenge to present a 3.5-hour play at the end of COVID,
Yeah,
or, when as
people
COVID
were
was sort of winding
Oh,
down.
they
masks
all
and
kinda
everything.
just
Everybody
creeping
struggles with, do we do masks and what do we
Yeah.
do? And
Yeah,
had
but,
it
it
6
was-
feet
it
apart
was-
and we put chairs in,
But it was very successful,
Yeah.
and we had such incredible feedback for that. The other one is the last show we did.
This last season.
Which is The Lion in Winter.
Oh, The Lion in Winter. I love that
Another,
play.
yeah.
Oh, my God.
These were each year we try to do a show with name recognition.
Yeah, you've got to
Otherwise-
do that or else they don't know the plays and they look at you blank. I never heard of that one. And I do that even, when they do a play selection in a group that I'm in. It's like, I never heard of that, and I've never heard of it.
Well, this-
our
But it
our-
doesn't mean it's a bad play.
Where our hearts are is in Newark, and when we started the theater, there are a lot of small theaters in the Capital Region and in throughout the Hudson Valley who do a lot of plays with name recognition. We knew the only way that we were going to really distinguish ourselves was to do stuff that was going to be completely unexpected, that people were unfamiliar with, but that they knew was going to be well done.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I mean, there's so many great plays out there. It doesn't mean that if it's not an Agatha Christie or a Miller play or whatever, they're not the only ones that write good stuff.
Well,
Right,
we've been
right,
doing
right,
a lot
right.
of world premieres
Yeah.
too. A lot of plays that have never been done anywhere else before. Last season, we actually commissioned a new play from a playwright that we had worked with his plays before, named Brad Fraser, and did the world premiere of a
Yeah.
play that he had written called Shelley's Shadow, which was also
Good
quite
play, good
successful.
play.
Yeah,
Yes,
wonderful
and
play.
then
Yeah.
this year, the first show of our season this year, which will open in April, is a world premiere.
And what's
of
the
a play.
name?
It's called Rude Mechanics, and it's not about.
It's not about a
unpleasant-
garage in
It's not
Catskill.
about
Yeah.
auto repair.
No, but if you remember the A Midsummer Night's Dream with the Rude Mechanicals, that's where we're going
Oh,
with it.
you're going there.
Yes,
Okay,
this is
gotcha.
just after the death of Queen Elizabeth
Yeah.
during James' reign, and Shakespeare is actually one of the characters.
So it's a
Yes.
period piece.
It's a
and of
period
course, Who
piece.
does your costuming then?
We have a person who does a lot of
Because
our
when you
costuming
start
around
doing
here.
period pieces, you got
Well,
your hands full.
it will be a challenge. Stephen is playing not only
William Shakespeare.
William Shakespeare,
Oh, you're playing
and
the bard?
He's
Yes.
playing the bard. He's
I'm also playing James, Master of Revels, who was named Lord Straight. But and then I'm also playing the ghost of Queen Elizabeth I.
That must take a little
So
a little makeup
it's
there.
going to be intriguing. Yeah.
That's okay. It's a ghost. You can be
But
anything.
it's a wonderful, funny play, but strangely timely because in James' time, a lot of the theaters were being closed down because of the plague. And so this really is a play about
Oh my gosh.
about trying to make
Who
theater
would've thought?
during a time of plague.
Yeah.
And then our name recognition play is the Glass Menagerie.
Oh yeah. That's Tennessee Williams. You can't have a problem with
We're
Tennessee
doing
Williams
that.
anyway.
And then the last play of the season is actually a famous playwright, Lanford Wilson, but a play that
Oh,
nobody seems to know. It's called
Not even-
Sympathetic Magic.
Oh, I don't.
And it's
Yeah,
a
not
very
even
late
theater-
I don't know
Not
that.
even theater people know this play. It's a play that we absolutely love. But that's one of the other things that we love to do besides new plays, are plays that we feel have been neglected. Plays that we think have real quality, but that no one knows about. And
Don't you
many
love
of
to
them-
find that little
Yeah.
gem and just kind of pull it out and do it?
That was
Well-
a strange experience. We saw a very bad production of it in New York City.
A bad
And-
one in New York City?
Well,
How could that be?
yeah,
And I said, I don't get this play. And Stephen said, here, read it. And I read it and I went, oh my God, that's what it's about.
this is beautiful.
It's all
So-
about direction
Yes, yeah.
and how the person sees it. And
Yeah.
if you get a bad, I don't want to say bad, a director who sees it differently.
Yeah,
Can I
well.
say that?
We could say bad direction.
Yeah.
Or
There
someone
There are
who
plenty of
just
bad
really
directors.
doesn't understand the play.
Doesn't understand it at all, and doesn't allow the actor to kind of say,
Right,
maybe
yeah.
we're playing it wrong
This
or
is not-
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
The other new thing we're trying this year is in March, we're having a series of 4 solo performances. And these are people that have contacted us or we've invited in. So every weekend, we're doing a different show, with solo
What a
solo
jewel you
shows.
are in Catskill.
Yeah, well, you know,
And I
that-
must come
that-
down.
that
I will
has
be
had-
down to see
Good,
some
please
of your
do, yeah.
productions,
Steve
yeah.
Barnes has been a real
champion for
of
us.
our theater.
We're
He's been
lucky
very,
enough to
very
be
helpful.
close enough to Albany
Yeah.
that the Times Union
And people
allows him
people are ready to
come.
to move.
There are no reviewers in Greene County. So many, no press that comes to review our plays.
Really?
So all of
You
our
don't get
reviews
Nippertown or
are
anybody
coming
to
from
come
up
down?
here in the Capital
Nippertown.
Region and
Nippertown,
over in the
Pat White
Berkshires.
will
Yeah.
definitely, yeah.
Absolutely, he comes to
Patrick
everything.
is another one that thinks outside the box.
Patrick is a genius. Well, and we're starting to see now a lot more of the community theaters up here starting to expand and do new plays rather
Right.
than the same ones that everybody else
Exactly,
does.
yeah. We need to look
And
at every.
that's great.
Yeah.
No, the ones that matter to us, we love to select plays that go, both for your brain and your heart and your gut. And
To me, a successful play, this is my opinion, it's like when my husband and I used to go to a play, if we talked about it all the way home, it was a great play.
Right, absolutely, yes. We
If
try
we
to
didn't
do
have
those.
anything to talk about about
Yeah.
that play, it was like,
what's the point? So, yeah,
I want a play
that's
that
part
makes
of,
me think or get
Right.
into the skin of the actor and find out what was that all about?
Well,
How would
then-
I have reacted? And anything to discuss.
So you need to come to East of Berlin,
Okay.
which is a Canadian playwright. We did her.
When is that?
It's, when is that?
that's in May.
It's in May, yeah.
I'm writing it down.
Okay, great.
Okay,
East of
good.
Berlin. Hannah Moscovich is her name, and she's a brilliant Canadian playwright. We did the American premiere of another play called Sexual Misconduct of the Middle Classes last year.
Oh, what a title.
And, yes, right. Yeah. So thoughtful,
It was
maybe,
quite a
huh?
play too. Quite a play too. Lot to talk about on the way home.
I'll be talking
Yeah.
about it to myself all the way home. So anyways, I will keep up the good work, guys.
Okay,
You're doing
thanks a lot.
great work,
Thank
and
you
I
so
love what
much,
you're doing
Ann.
in Catskill. And, think outside the box. Go visit Catskill and check out the Bridge
It's
Street
45
Theater.
minutes away, not that
It's
bad.
wonderful. It's got a wonderful theater there, and support these guys that are trying to make some history with good plays.
Hey, we're worth it.
Yeah, you're worth
We're
it.
worth that drive.
Stephen Patterson and John Sowle. So thank you both for being
Thanks,
here.
Ann.
Thank you so much.
Okay, we're going to go over here to Albany, and who I have with me is Dave Freeman. He's the president of Singles Outreach Services. They've been around for, 40 years it seems like, and was founded by Greg Millett. And they have been doing a lot of, it's an activities organization for single people or unattached people, people in transition, with activities that are safe and comfortable, and it's not a dating service. But you have now started out with a new program, and you're calling it the
Starting over singles.
Starting Over Singles. How are you planning on doing this? With workshops or what?
This is a program that takes us back to our roots. Greg Millett founded it. He founded it because he saw the necessity for a place where, like you said, singles to gather safely in a safe environment and enjoy events. We've had a lot of events to our program in the past 3 years, both on-site and in the surrounding counties. And now I want to get us back to our roots and do a Starting Over Single for newly single people, whether widowed, divorced, or just out of relationship, or single new to the area. And we're offering workshops and presentations on Thursday nights. And Sundays we have potlucks, and after those potlucks, we're having the speakers come in and give kind of a preview, sort of a taste of what's coming up.
Of what the workshop will
presentation will
be.
be.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
And we have members who have volunteered to be listeners, sort of like an amateur counselor, just
They aren't
listen.
licensed counselors, but
No,
they
no,
will
no.
listen to
They're
your.
just
You
a
sometimes
friend.
you just need a friendly
Yeah,
ear.
come on in, have a dessert, talk with a friend, play a game,
Yeah.
get something off your chest. And we have a counselor in our membership. She has her own business, Caregiver.
And she was supposed to be here today, and she.
She has, unfortunately couldn't be here today.
Yeah. And I'll give her name. Her name is Deborah Gugig Bauer, and she does have a group called, or not a group, but her business is called Catalyst for Change. And so she's perfect.
Yeah, and she's been helping with getting us speakers on different things that, because there's things that when you become single, you don't think about handling. For example, it took me 2 years to change my emergency contact with my doctor.
You know, you think about that,
Don't
right?
think of that kind of stuff.
Somebody will tell you, did you change that? Yeah.
So she's going to start leading her group on Monday night, sort of a support group. And if it evolves, it may become a weekly thing.
But currently, I mean, for the past, 40 years roughly, you've done a lot of activities for singles that, and I mentioned that these are safe and comfortable. No matter what your age, you're going to feel okay with.
Exactly.
And so what type of activities do you have currently?
We do, in the office, we have bingo, we have game night, potlucks. We have Real World is a wonderful discussion group. We brings in like 30 people. And it's a different topic every week. We have concerts, we do special fun events on Friday nights, theme party, we did Titanic, we did Mardi Gras, we've done Cinco de Mayo past year. And it's like a potluck.
You do
with-
picnics as well.
We do picnics on the 4 major holidays.
Yeah.
Memorial Day, 4th of July, Labor Day, and Columbus Day, or some people like to change the name of that
Yeah,
one.
well, yeah, Indigenous Peoples'
There
Day,
you go.
maybe, I don't
Yes.
know, who knows, I think there's another name they wanted to change it to as well,
But we
which
do-
I understand. So, your organization, do you have to belong to it, or can you just try
No.
and drop in and see what it's
No.
like?
Yes, they're always welcome.
Yeah. To kind of get a feel for it.
Yeah, just to see what.
And where are you
we're doing.
located?
We're at 435 New Center Road, it's called Hanover Square. And it's in Colony, but we're addressed Albany.
Yeah, well, Albany is, Colony is Albany, yeah.
Well, I'm not from the area.
Yeah, okay.
I'm
yeah.
from way up there in Kansas here.
Yeah, exactly. So how did you and Deborah get to thinking about this? How did that come about?
I saw one of our past videos of, I think it was a guest on this show that talked about suddenly single. And it got me thinking that we could provide a great service for single people in the area and get us back to our roots and our mission statement. And I talked with Deborah one night about it on the phone, and the idea just took off. And we're very anxious to get it started.
Yeah, and I think it's important. So how would people get in touch with you then?
You can go to the Singles Outreach website, our
Okay.
Facebook page, our phone number is listed.
Okay. And I think that the phone number is 518-452-6883.
Correct.
Yeah. So they can call and find out a little bit more about that and how they can get involved. And since they don't have to be a member, they can just pop into some event. And how
Exactly.
would they see a calendar on your website or what?
Our newsletter is posted on our website. They can also call the phone number you just gave and request a newsletter. We'll send them a complimentary one.
Yeah.
And my phone number is on the answering machine as well. They can always.
So
get
how
that
personal
number.
can you get,
They can get that number and call me with any questions. I'm more than happy to.
Yeah. So it's called Suddenly Single, and that's your new,
Starting over single.
starting over single.
Use the SOS.
Oh, that was the
number.
Suddenly Single was what
Was-
tipped you off.
Yes.
Okay, starting over single. Singles Outreach Services has been around 40 years, so they've got a history and been doing a lot of good for a lot of people. Yeah. Dave Freeman is the president of Singles Outreach Services. They also are known by Capital Region Social Happenings as well. And under that, they do a lot of activities like concerts and things, right?
We do a lot of sport activities. We have bowling nights, we do outdoors activities, we do snowshoeing in the winter, we do hiking and biking in the summer, spring.
Tennis,
We do tennis, golf.
golf, you got it all. Yeah, so if you're unattached and you want to kind of just have a little safe fun and enjoy,
Also, we have groups that do camping and kayaking also.
that's right.
We try to cover any activity,
Yeah. And if somebody has an idea, you'll accept that idea as well.
more than happy to.
Okay, yeah. Dave Freeman is the president of Singles Outreach Services, and thank you so much for being here today. And
Thank you, Ann.
sorry
My
that Deborah
pleasure.
couldn't be here, but I'm sure she's here in spirit.
Yes, she is.
Okay, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
We're going to switch over and talk about a new initiative in Schenectady County. It is called the Social Club, I love that name, Social Club of Schenectady. And Lauren Benoit is with us, and we're going to be talking about what's going on. And you're all over the place. I see you got three sections. I should say.
Yes. We're very excited.
Areas.
Thank you so much for having me on
Yeah.
today. We're very excited. Catholic Charities, we have started a new program, and we're partnering with the City of Schenectady, Mayor McCarthy, as well as the City Council, to bring what we call the Schenectady Social Clubs for older adults in the City of Schenectady, 55 and older, on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And it's a really great way to get older adults together to socialize, to meet neighbors, to meet community members, to meet up with friends maybe they haven't seen in a while. Mondays, we do that in the Hamilton Hill area.
Okay.
On
Is it just one location?
Monday is different, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, it's different locations.
Okay.
So Monday, it's at the Hillside Crossings in Hamilton area, and then on Wednesdays, it's at the Steinman Community Center, which is in Goose Hill.
Okay.
And then on Friday, it's at the Bellevue Cafe over on Broadway. And
Bellevue Cafe, oh, that's the restaurant, isn't it?
yes,
Yeah.
yes, they have a wonderful back room
The
that
back
they
room,
allow
yeah, I've
us to
seen
do
that.
that.
It's like I was there once and it was just packed with a bunch of men, so
Yes.
they must have been having their breakfast there.
Yes, very, very busy. So on Mondays and Wednesdays, we offer wonderful hot, nutritious lunch that's provided for us. And then on Fridays, it's a breakfast. But part of that is a component, we've partnered with MVP to bring in a component of physical activity, exercise. So people can come and exercise and then eat. And on Mondays, we do chair exercises. Wednesday, it's chair yoga. And
Okay.
then on Friday, it's chair Tai Chi, which is exciting. It's $5 to attend.
And does that include lunch?
That includes lunch. It's the lunch that's $5. If people want to attend and just for the exercises, they can come free as charge. They do need to register, though. That
Yeah,
is
you have to know how many lunches and stuff, yeah.
Exactly. But it's been going very well. We've been having up and running for a little over a month and a half now, and we're trying to build momentum with the program, but so far it's been going great. And we really want people to know that we're out there. We want people to come and engage with each other, to socialize. It's been a long winter, so.
And COVID and everything
COVID
else,
and
yeah,
everything.
oh,
So it's
gee.
time for people to come back, and that's just part of what we do at Catholic Charities. So.
And, yeah, now tell me about Catholic Charities, because you do caregiving.
Oh, we do many things. So
Tell me a little bit about what Catholic
Sure.
Charities is.
So Catholic Charities Senior and Caregiver Support Services, we're based in Schenectady County. So
Down
for
at the, or you're at
down
the
by
harbor.
rivers, yeah, but down by the down
The
by
harbor.
yeah, but right in the harbor.
You're not at the casino.
No, we're not.
Although you might end up,
Maybe.
somebody may.
Maybe, you never know. But we offer the Meals on Wheels or home delivered meals for Schenectady County for
Oh, you do
homebound.
the Meals on
yes,
Wheels?
yes, we do. So
Where do you get the food?
we get that from Ellis.
Okay.
So yes, which is wonderful. They've been a very good partner of ours. We
Good.
also do congregate meals program in 4 areas in the county, and that's an offshoot of the social clubs as well. People, older adults can come and again socialize, be involved in activities, have a hot, nutritious lunch, and that's 5 days a week. We also do medical transportation, which is very exciting. We also
Is that only in Schenectady County?
it's for Schenectady County residents, but they go all the way up to Saratoga if
Okay.
needed for
Yeah, if you
people
have
for
to
rides.
go. Well, what's amazing, and I'm finding this out, is that a lot of the things that were at all the hospitals are now being shut down.
Yes.
And that you can only do it at Saratoga, you can only do it at Memorial, you can only do it.
Exactly.
So they've changed or I guess what they're trying to do is shut down programs and make it more efficient for other hospitals. I don't-
Yes, I think with staffing as well. But we do travel all the way to Saratoga. We also do the
So that's why you do that, is what I'm trying to say.
Exactly. We also do the high cap, which is Medicare counseling as well. We also do a caregiver support program that's in all of the counties of the diocese. And what that program, it's very near and dear to my heart. We help family caregivers on their road, on their journey of caregiving. Where do you go? How do you know you're a caregiver? We offer support and counseling. We do a lot of trainings. So we do a lot of things to help them figure out, one, am I a caregiver? And two, how do I do this?
How do I do it, and how do I take care of myself?
Exactly.
'Cause
So
that's one of the things that I hear mostly about caregivers, is they end up not taking care of themselves. They're just worn out, and they
yes,
can't, yeah.
and they don't
Is
realize.
there a respite program at all?
Yes, we do have a respite component as well, so we do have some funding to support some pockets for people who might need a little bit of respite as well. So we encourage people to call us and to find out what we can offer and how we can help. But again, the social clubs really just became a part of what we already do
Yeah, I
to
can
get
see
out
how it
there.
evolved in
Yeah.
what you were, and so you talked to Gary McCarthy about this,
Yes.
and then kind of worked through this. How does this affect the Hibernian Hall?
Hibernian Hall, which is, they do that on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So this is just a complement.
adjunct.
It really is. And so we have a lot of people who go to the Hibernian Club on Tuesdays and Thursdays, come to the social clubs on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and vice versa. So we're encouraging people to get out.
It's sort of like they can choose whatever one that they want to get.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we do accept SNAP benefits as well for people, because it is $5, so we do accept SNAP benefits. But
Okay.
we say, please, call, you have to call the day before at least to make reservations, and we do have a max capacity, so again, we encourage.
Oh, you need to know how many.
Yes,
Well,
we do.
especially at the Bellevue Cafe, I mean, that's not a huge, it's a large room, but not that big.
Yes, and they serve a wonderful breakfast, and the other two sites on Mondays and Wednesdays is lunch. So it's a great program, and I encourage everyone, if you need to get out and you want to meet new people, we just had someone who came last Friday who's never been before and just made a new friend. And that's really what it's all about. And she's looking forward to coming all of next week as well. So we're really excited.
So all right, suppose they don't have a vehicle. How do they get to these places?
Right now, we're not able to offer transportation, but you can take the Star Bus. You're able to take public transportation. You can Uber if you'd like. The areas that we picked,
Or make a friend that drives.
or make a friend that absolutely, unless you would like to attend, maybe they can hop a ride with you. But we put it in neighborhoods so that it's walkable. So it's a walkable community. So we're hoping to get the people in those communities to come to the social clubs, and hopefully from there meet a friend who would like to carpool to the other ones as well.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea,
Yeah.
because I think one of the problems with some of the elderly is that they're isolated. And of course, COVID did not help.
Did not help at all. No.
So they feel isolated, they feel that, then after going through all of COVID, they still feel isolated because they don't have the impetus to get out there.
Yes.
And that's, I think, what you're offering.
Absolutely, and we call them, younger, older adults. This is for people 55 and older, and younger, older adults are 55 all the way up to 105.
Yeah, well,
and so we want
what's
them
it,
out
just
there.
a number anyway.
Absolutely. So we just want people to come out. And again, you hit on the spot. COVID kind of hit. People don't realize that depression can really settle in and take a hold.
That's what I mean, and it's
Yeah.
hard to get out of that slump that you're in.
It is, and that's why we added the component of physical activity in there,
So
because
important.
it really helps people get engaged and feel usually when they're done, they're like, wow, I feel great.
was fun.
So it was a wonderful, again, partnership with the City of Schenectady, the City Council, and our agency. It was just perfect synergy for all of us to kind of work together, and excited to, again, get more people involved, and again, let them know about all of the programs besides that we offer for
Yeah,
Schenectady
because
County
you do
residents.
offer a lot of programs.
Yes,
and,
we
and
do.
The vehicles is really a nice,
Yeah.
that you could get a ride to certain things, and
Yes,
medical
and it's
ride.
contributions, so, if you can afford it, great. If you can't, that's okay too.
Yeah.
So,
How do you get your funding?
We get our funding multiple ways. We get our funding through New York State Office for the Aging. We
Right.
get our money, the funding through Schenectady County. I have some funding from Albany County as well as from the city as well. And of course, donations from
And you say
from
MVP sponsors, so therefore you
MVP
get
sponsors. Yeah, they're sponsoring. They are actually doing the exercises for us. So, and
Oh,
you know, we
nice.
always encourage people to donate to Catholic Charities. We are a nonprofit,
Yeah.
and you know, we have a lot of people to serve, and you know, every day we get more and more people who need help, and we do the best that we can. I love to say that I get to go to work every day and help people, and
Isn't
so
that
it's
nice?
a really
Makes you feel
wonderful.
good, doesn't
It
it?
really does. I've
Yeah.
been working nonprofit for many, many years, and it's a nice.
And it's non-discriminatory. is
That's
that
that's
correct?
right. That
Yeah.
is correct.
That's important to
Yep.
address because it comes under a Catholic, you know.
Yes,
yeah.
and I've had people say, well, I'm not Catholic, can I
Yeah,
say?
that's why I wanted to
Absolutely.
make sure
Yes,
that-
and thank you for
Yeah.
bringing that up,
Yeah,
and I
because
appreciate it,
it's
yes.
certainly one of those things that is just open to everybody.
Yes,
It's
it
just
is.
It's just a name of a nonprofit that they work with. Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, good.
Yep.
I want to thank you so much,
Thank
Lauren,
you,
for being
truly.
here, and keep me posted on
I-
how it's going.
I
and,
will.
I might drop in just to
I
see how
hope you
it's
do.
doing.
I would love to, I'd love to
Yeah,
have you there,
love
really.
to see how that's going.
Great.
Because it's really an important mission that you have to keep people engaged.
Mm-hmm.
As you get older, they have stories to tell, they have people the things that inside them that they need to share.
Absolutely, and we're there to listen,
Yeah,
so.
good listener.
uh,
Okay, I'm going to
Thank
tell you
you.
who's coming on in March. We've got a great lineup coming up in March. Well, I don't have all of them because they're still coming in. But right now I have the Capital City Rescue Mission. They're over in Albany. Perry Jones will be joining us again. I'm really pleased that he's going to be able to join us. Then we have the Good Things Trio. Oh my gosh, they are so great. I heard them. They will be performing at the Egg in Albany, and they're going to be here on the show. And that's Michael Eck, Bobby Long, and Kathy Quinlan. So they will be here performing for us. The Iroquois Indian Museum will be here as well. They've got great programs coming up, and we'll be talking to them. And of course, the Schenectady Civic Players has their play coming up, The Revolutionists, which is really an interesting period piece as well. So there's really good stuff coming up. I hope that you will avail yourself of all of the good things that are coming up in our community, including the theaters that are starting to revive and get out there and do things, and the concerts that are coming up, whether it be a local concert or a big concert. But just get out there and enjoy our community. I love the Capital Region, and I've lived here all my life, and I love it, and I will be the cheerleader for it if I can. And you are watching Capital Region Today, and I'm Ann Pearl, your host and producer. Thank you so much for watching.